It says, for the law, having a shadow of good things to come, and not the very image of the things. You understand this? It says the law having a shadow of good things to come, and not the very image of the things. Can never, with those sacrifices which they offered year by year continually, make the comers thereunto perfect. You understand this? The Old Testament law could not make them perfect. Jesus, however, told you to be ye perfect as your Father in heaven is perfect. You are now, for the first time, called the children of the living God under Jesus. So it says, for then would they not have ceased to be offered, talking about the sacrifices, because that the worshipers, once purged, should have had no more conscience of sins. But in those sacrifices, there is a remembrance again made of sins every year. So remember, the high priest and the priest, they have to sacrifice yearly, annually, over and 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 over. And then here comes Jesus. Jesus, how many times did he become a sacrifice? One time for all. One time. So it says, for it is not possible that the blood of bulls and of goats should take away sins. So the context here in the understanding between the two is found right there on the screen highlighted. The old law could not perfect you or take away sins. The New Testament can. I hope you understand. Because with this understanding, you will understand your walk in Christ. You will understand what he did at Calvary. You'll understand what it means to be a saint. You'll understand what it means to walk in Christ. You'll understand what it means to walk that straight and narrow. And you'll discern between those who are the actual children of God versus those who are the religious hypocrites. Take away sins is the context. And it is the contrast between the two. So in the old, the blood of bulls and of goats should not take away sins. It's impossible for that to do. Wherefore, when he comes into the world, he says, sacrifice and offering thou wouldest not, but a body hast thou prepared me. In burnt offerings and sacrifices for sin, thou hast had no pleasure. Then said I, lo, I come, in the volume of the book it is written of me, to do thy will, O God. Above, when he said sacrifice and offering and burnt offerings and offerings for sin, thou wouldest not, neither hadst pleasure therein, which are offered by the law. Then said he, lo, I come to do thy will, O God. He takes away the first, that he may establish the second. So he took away the old law and established the new. That is the New Testament. It says, by the which will we are sanctified through the offering of the body of Jesus Christ once for all. There's no extra sacrifices that you get to cover sin. We are sanctified through the offering of the body of Jesus Christ once for all. When you receive Jesus, you will be sanctified. When you're truly saved, sanctified means cleansed of all sin, made separate and holy, and dedicated to holy purpose only. This is the new covenant. It said every priest stands daily. Well, we can keep on going. It says every priest stands daily ministering and offering oftentimes the same sacrifices, which can never take away sins. But this man, after he had offered one sacrifice for sins forever, sat down on the right hand of God from henceforth, expecting till his enemies be made a footstool. Listen careful to what this is about to say. For by one offering he hath perfected forever them that are sanctified. Ladies and gentlemen, if you're not perfected, you're not freed from sin, a pure heart, separate from this world and walking in righteousness all of your days, you have not been sanctified. You have not been saved. You cannot separate the sanctification that Jesus' blood will provide you, the atonement. You can't separate that from salvation. It is your salvation. Now, many people get caught up in this process, saying, oh, it's a process. Well, no, it is not a process. The process is you figuring out what this Bible said and what you're going to do about it. That's process. That's kind of like me being hungry. I look in the fridge, I ain't got no food. I'm gonna have to figure out the process how I'm gonna get to Walmart because I gotta get some groceries. But when I get to Walmart, I'm at Walmart. There is no process. The same thing with Jesus. When I get to Jesus, He's gonna sanctify me, set me free from sin. It's on site.